The incredible cutscenes you just witnessed are not from the remake of Resident Evil 1. They do share the same graphics, which can easily confuse anyone into thinking that this was a different direction that Capcom initially wanted to go with for the remake. But it is in fact a slot machine that contained these amazing cutscenes. A slot machine known as BiohazardPachislot. And as expected, it did not make it outside Japan. It was released in July of 2008, and luckily with the first Resident Evil, Capcom rejected the use of Japanese voice actors, and they stuck with the English dialogue. There are also 3 additional slot machines based on Resident Evil games: Biohazard 5, 6, and Revelations. 3 titles that I don't tend to cover on my channel, as I'm more of a classic Resident Evil fan, and there are many stories, characters, and even games that I'd like to bring more attention towards before continuing to the future installments. BiohazardPachislot is a slot machine that also included a pinball mode, making it better than most slot machines. But that's not what interests us fans of the series. It's the cutscenes that are very intriguing as they retell the elements of the first game in an action-packed way, even including the puzzle solving, the horror aspects, and epic boss fights with results you wouldn't expect to see, such as the zombified Forest Spear, which I've already shown you in the previous Resident Evil video. In the opening trailer to BiohazardPachislot, we see the zombie devouring the lifeless body of Kenneth Sullivan, but even the zombie has been upgraded to look even more detailed and terrifying. In both the original and remake versions of Resident Evil 1, the Spencer Mansion may have been packed with zombies and other dangerous enemies, but it always seemed like you could just hide in a room, lock it, and avoid being attacked by any of them. However, when we are shown that one of the STARS members reaches Kenneth's corpse being devoured by a zombie, in the original and remake versions of RE1, the player can simply walk away and avoid dealing with that particular zombie by exiting through the same door that led you there. If you're Jill, Barry can end up dealing with the zombie after it follows Jill. And as Chris, you can go back to the main hall in the mansion and pick up a handgun so you can deal with the zombie without a problem. However, in the BiohazardPachislot cutscene, after finding Kenneth's body, many zombies begin appearing in that area, completely surrounding the STARS member that entered the room, leading towards his frightful death. It wasn't shown exactly who this victim was, but I'm sure it was meant to be Chris Redfield, like in the original opening where Chris is killed, leading to the title screen. Another scene to analyze is the moment where the Alpha team is being attacked by the pack of Cerberus in the Arklay Forest. The difference between this scene and the one from the remake of RE1 is that Barry Burton and Albert Wesker are not present at this particular location. Only Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, and Joseph Frost are in this dangerous scenario, but unfortunately for Joseph, he has already been attacked, and Jill is seen by his side trying to help him while Chris deals with the Cerberus charging at them. And while they deal with the zombified dogs, Wesker is seen within the Umbrella Lab observing the STARS members fighting for their lives. One last thing about this is that Jill is not wearing her STARS uniform, but instead she is wearing the same outfit she wore in Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. The next thing we see is a montage of both Chris and Jill fighting together to take down all adversaries surrounding them. We get an amazing scene where they're both fighting back to back, taking down zombies in the main hall at the Spencer Mansion. This is something I'd like to see for a 2-player Resident Evil game that revolves around the Arklay and Raccoon City incidents. In a way, we have gotten something similar to this, which was in Resident Evil The Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles, giving us a fast-paced action game with an arcade shooter gameplay. It works, it's fun, exciting, but with those tank controls from the RE1 remake, I much prefer that style over an arcade shooter just to experience a less in control gameplay that can lead towards scarier and deadlier encounters with a partner by your side. In the scene where both Chris and Jill are dealing with the Tyrant, Jill gets injured by the Tyrant and you can see that she actually got her outfit torn by its claws. Makes you wonder if in the remake of RE1, the characters were going to include battle damage. It would be an effective feature that could easily tell you what your condition is. It's a shame that this wasn't included in the remake of RE1, but at least the remake of Resident Evil 2 has plenty of it. The boss fights in BiohazardPachislot are very epic as they end with a killer finishing blow. A BOW hunter is featured as a boss in the game, and if it fights both Jill and Richard Eichen, he will sacrifice himself like he does against Jan the giant snake, and he'll jump in the way of the enemy's finishing move. Richard Eichen is the bravest of all STARS members. To him, it doesn't matter how terrifying the enemy is. He'll give his life for any of his comrades.
Richard! You monsters! I'll make you pay! You're finished! Richard, I won't let you die for nothing.
Now, the way the game works is by allowing you to choose a path to proceed through the mansion. The path you choose and the character's fate in battle is decided according to the results obtained in a roulette. If the player wins the match, the game continues. Otherwise, the character takes damage or could even die unless you'd like to continue by inserting a new card. There are many paths you can go through, adding for some replayability. Not that it's needed, seeing as it's a slot machine. And there is also an additional gameplay mode known as Wesker mode, where Albert Wesker releases over 49 creatures against Jill or Chris. If you manage to kill them all, then Chris or Jill, depending on who you played as, will find Wesker in his hideout and shoot him on his shoulder.
Wesker! Your evil ends here.
You win!
Even though Wesker does not get attacked by the Tyrant or Chimera here, which was well deserved, in this mode it's still satisfying as it's Chris or Jill who personally take him down instead of one of his creations turning against him. It's too bad that we'll never get to try this game out as it's only available in Japan. But if they're like the casinos in the US, then chances are that they might not even carry it around anymore, as they always prefer to upgrade to the next installment or whatever came after the game or movie that the slot machine is based on. But at least we can enjoy the best part of the game, its cutscenes.
It won't open!
Chris, I've secured the main control room. Everything's alright. We made it.
What is this? Who's there? Chris! Nice teamwork.
I gotta get moving. Which way? No need to worry. End of the road. It's finally over. You win!
That's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so, be sure to leave a like, share with others, and subscribe if you haven't. And if you'd like to see some extra content, or you'd like to see your name at the end of the videos, then feel free to support the channel by donating a single dollar to my Patreon. There are also additional perks for donating more than $1. The link is on the description, along with the link to my Facebook page, Tumblr, DeviantArt, and Twitter. But anyways, I'll see you all in the next video, and remember to have an awesome day.